Welcome back to Native Speaker. In this lesson we're going to be looking at the IELTS writing section, task 1, and we're going to help you develop a report strategy. You're going to have to write a 150-word report to a high standard in 20 minutes. That means you need to read and understand the graphic, identify the key words, understand the labels, and then decide what you're going to say. In terms of time management, you can take about 3 minutes to do this. Then you have to write 5 paragraphs, an introduction, 3 body texts, and a conclusion. 150 words divided by 5 paragraphs would give you 30 words per paragraph. So 30 words in the introduction, in each body text, and 30 words in the conclusion. Now, of course, in real life, it's never always this simple. You might have 15 words in the paragraph in the introduction and maybe 40 or 50 words in the body text. But as a strategy, let's go with this 5 paragraph, 30 words per paragraph approach. For that, you'll need 3 minutes per paragraph and 2 minutes to check for mistakes and correct them at the end. Remember, every mistake that you find before the examiner is another point in your pocket. So that's 150 words in a total of 20 minutes. And you have to write them to the IELTS band descriptors of task achievement, grammatical range and accuracy, lexical resource, and cohesion and coherence. This is very simple. Did you do what they asked you to do? So task achievement means did you do what they asked you to do? Did you describe the graphic properly and write a clear and coherent report? Grammatical range and accuracy, do you have examples of nice natural grammar that native speakers use in their everyday lives? Lexical resource refers to vocabulary. Do you have a good range of vocabulary, or do you only know very basic words? And cohesion and coherence is very simple. Cohesion means that your ideas, sentences, and paragraphs and words are all linked together well, and coherence means that it's easy to understand, that it's clear. Let's look at starting a report on graphs and charts. A good start is very, very important. So here I'm going to show you some very nice, easy to construct sentences that you can use. In the first one, I'm going to use this nice intro phrase, here we can see. So here we can see is a really nice intro phrase. It can only be used really at the beginning of the first paragraph. And then you'll describe the infographic. Here we can see a pie chart. Here we can see a line graph. Here we can see 2 bar charts. Here we can see a bar chart. Here we can see a line graph and 2 pie charts. Here we can see a bar chart and a pie chart. So that's a way you can get started. And the next verb will be the verb showing. So it must be verb ing as we show here. So here we can see a pie chart showing. Here we can see a line graph describing. Here we can see 2 bar charts illustrating. Here we can see a bar chart detailing. Here we can see a line graph and 2 pie charts showing. Here we can see a bar chart and a pie chart illustrating. And then we'll use a link phrase. Now, here you'll notice a pattern of the number of, the amount of, the percentage of, the price of, the cost of, and the rate of. It doesn't always have to be like this, but I'm introducing this to you so you can see this the something of. So it could be the percentage of, the usage of, the level of. It could be lots of different words, and it's a popular link phrase that we can use here. So here we can see a pie chart showing the number of. So your report gets off to a good clean start there. And then you can say either a subject and a verb ing, or an object and a past participle, and then your complement. Now let's talk about this area here. If we say the number of, number is only used with countable nouns, and amount of is only used with uncountable nouns. So you can count students, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students, 6 students, 7 students, But you can't count money. You can't say one money, two monies, three monies. You can count euros and dollars and reals and all those type of parts of currency, but you cannot count the word money. So we have to use the amount of money and the number of students. Now, if it's a subject, that means the person or thing, that's the noun here, will be doing an active action. So you have to ask yourself, is this an active thing? So the number of students using iPhones to get their class notes, well, when you use your iPhone, that's an active thing. You take it up in your hand and then you tap the screen with your other hand. So that's active, isn't it? But when you say the amount of money spent on gifts on special occasions, well, money doesn't spend itself. So that has to be done by somebody else. So that's a passive structure. So you'll say money is the object here. Who's the subject? Well, it doesn't say in this particular sentence, so we don't always know. So here we can see a pie chart showing the number of students using iPhones to get their class notes. Here we can see a line graph describing the amount of money spent on gifts on special occasions. Here we can see two bar charts illustrating the percentage of teachers using projectors in class. So here you can see when a teacher uses a projector, it's an active thing. They walk around, they press the button, they point at the screen. So that's verb ing. Money doesn't spend itself, so it's the past participle. Spend, spent, spent, not spending. Use, used, used, using. Use is active here, so we use verb ing. Down here we can see a bar chart detailing the price of oil produced in Oman over a 10-year period, 1990 to 2000. So here it's detailing the price of oil produced. Does oil produce itself? No, it does not. So we must use produce, produced, produced, the third form, the past participle. Here we can see a line graph and two pie charts showing the cost of bananas sold. Why sell, sold, sold, past participle? Because bananas don't sell themselves. They don't walk up and down the street waving at your car asking you to buy them. So the cost of bananas sold in Irish shops over the period 1990 to 2017. And we'll be looking at this phrase over the period again. It's a nice phrase we'll be paying a lot of attention to. And here we can see a bar chart and a pie chart illustrating the rate of growth in exports from Ireland to China between 1990 and 2017. So here we said between and for the period. In this case, I didn't use a verb because I didn't need to say the rate of exports growth growing. That wouldn't make sense. So sometimes you'll have a situation where the verb column is empty, and you'll have to pay attention to that and make sure you can make that decision if you're in an exam at school, university, or doing a Cambridge IELTS exam also. So there you can see a very nice compact way to get your report started. Here we can see a pie chart showing the number of students using iPhones to get their class notes. You should practice speaking this and repeating the phrases as I speak them on the video. And you can rewind and go back to the sections where I spoke so that you can get the muscle memory into your own speech pattern. Okay? Remember, if you can say it, then you can write it. So try to remember that. Now I'm going to show you another table where we didn't use just here we can see. We use some other phrases also. So here we can see, the following is, the following graphic shows, and the following illustration shows. So we mix these in with here we can see in this one. Again, the same structure, a pie chart, a line graph, etc. And again, verb ing. Here we can see a pie chart showing. The following is a line graph describing. The following graphic shows two bar charts illustrating. The following illustration shows a bar chart and a pie chart illustrating. Again, here we've used this. So it's almost the same, but we've just added a few more options to here we can see. You could say the following is. Okay? And the rest of the sentence then is the same, the number of, the amount of, etc. And then you have to decide, is this a subject or an object, and is this an active or a passive action? Okay. So that's and here we're going to look at another option now, and this option is slightly different in the construction. The introduction phrase is the following. Okay, the following. Just we're going to go with that one. Not the following is, just the following. And then we'll use the same words and phrases here for the infographic, the picture or the chart, the graph, etc. that they'll show you. But the next verb form will be infinitive and usually in the third person if this is a third person noun. So pie chart is it shows. Line graph is an it, so it describes. Bar charts, bar charts is they, so they detail. So the devil's in the detail. That's a very popular idiom in English when you have to be careful about small details. So the following pie chart shows, the following line graph describes, but the following bar charts detail. The following bar chart illustrates. The following line graph and two pie charts, that's a they, show. And because there are two singles here, that still makes them a they. So the following bar chart and pie chart illustrate. And then the rest of the sentence can be the same as the one that we saw previously. The following pie chart shows the number of students using iPhones to get their class notes. The following line graph describes the amount of money spent on gifts each Christmas. The following bar charts detail the percentage of teachers using projectors in class. The following bar chart illustrates the price of oil produced in Oman over a 10-year period, and here we write a semicolon, 1990-2000. The following line graph and two pie charts show the cost of bananas sold in Irish shops over the period 1990 to 2017. And we use a little dash there. The following bar chart and pie chart illustrate, because this and this together is a they, so they illustrate the rate of growth, and here there was no verb, in exports from Ireland to China between 1990 and 2017. So there's a very good selection of phrases that can get you started in your first sentence in the IELTS exam. Or if you're at school, in college, or at work and you have to write a report and time is important, then of course you can get started and it doesn't have to be so stressful for you. But that's all from me. The very best of luck, and I'll see you in the next section.